What's up, y'all? I'm Dr. Brandon D. Elmore, and I want to welcome you to Critical Race Theory, a virtual learning series. And we've made it. Welcome to the final session of the series. Over the past few weeks, we've uncovered how racism is embedded in our institutions, how whiteness operates as power, and how liberalism often masks systemic inequities. Today, we're shifting gears to explore the power of storytelling and the importance of honoring multiple identities. We're going to cover counterstorytelling. We're going to talk about intersectionality, and we're going to celebrate Black history through stories that challenge dominant narratives. We're going to start with counterstorytelling, one of CRT's most powerful tools. Counterstorytelling, as described by Solórzano and Yosso, is the practice of using narratives to challenge dominant perspectives and amplify the voices of marginalized communities. Key aspects of counterstorytelling are that it challenges master narratives, pushing back against dominant stories that uphold systemic inequities. It also centers lived experiences by using first-person storytelling to provide insights into realities often erased by institutions and policies. It also drives social change by amplifying silenced voices, shifting public consciousness, and policy discussions. Now, let's look at counterstorytelling in action. We've seen counterstorytelling used throughout history, from slave narratives of Frederick Douglass to modern-day storytelling, through journalism, literature, and social media. But counterstorytelling doesn't just happen in books, it's in everyday spaces where people of color share their truths, in classrooms, in workplaces, and activism. Let's turn our attention to another core concept within CRT, intersectionality. The term intersectionality was coined by legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989 to describe how different aspects of identity like race, gender, sexuality, and ability overlap to shape a person's experience with oppression or privilege. Key aspects of intersectionality include that it recognizes overlapping oppressions and highlights how systems of power intersect. It also reveals invisibility within movements, elevating stories of Black women, queer folks, and disabled people of color who often face erasure in social justice narratives. It also shifts the focus towards inclusion through understanding multiple identities that leads to a more just society through policies and activism. Crenshaw's original research focused on Black women who were discriminated against in ways that neither feminism nor civil rights frameworks fully address. Since then, intersectionality has been used to better understand systemic inequities affecting all marginalized identities. Intersectionality and counterstorytelling work hand in hand, because stories of people with intersecting identities disrupt master narratives that erased or diminished them. For instance, Polly Murray, non-binary, multiracial Black legal scholar whose work influenced Brown v. Board of Education, the first African American to receive a Doctor of Juridical Science from Yale, and later became an Episcopal priest. Marsha P. Johnson, Black trans woman, LGBTQ+ activist, and a key figure in the Stonewall riots. In a time when trans-inclusive language was scarce, Marsha identified as a street drag queen, navigating homelessness while fighting for equality. Claudia Gordon, the first Black deaf female attorney in the United States, who advised President Obama on disability rights. After immigrating from Jamaica, she attended Howard University before breaking barriers at American university's Washington College of Law. Bayard Rustin, a key strategist in the civil rights movement, often erased due to his identity as a Black gay man. Also a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. These figures are often celebrated for their activism, but when we recognize their full identities, we see how intersectionality shaped both their struggles and their victories. Beyond historical figures, counterstorytelling and intersectionality remain crucial today. From Black disabled activists leading equity work to Black queer creatives shaping culture. This is why CRT matters. It gives us the tools to name and uplift these stories. Through counterstories, we see the Crown Act, which is a legal fight against hair discrimination led by Black women. We see Black LGBTQ+ authors telling stories that challenge dominant narratives in media and education. We also see Afrofuturism, a vision for Black futures beyond oppression and seeing that we exist in the future. CRT isn't just about analyzing oppression, it's about building new possibilities, amplifying silenced voices, and reimagining justice in ways that include us all. Before we close, let's revisit the 6 core tenets of CRT, the framework that has guided our conversations throughout the series. Racism is endemic. it's deeply embedded in society. Whiteness is property. Whiteness functions as privilege and access. Counterstorytelling amplifies marginalized voices. Entrance convergence. Racial progress happens when it benefits those in power. Critique of liberalism challenges colorblindness and incremental change. Intersectionality recognizes how multiple identities shape oppression and privilege. These tenets are the foundation for analyzing racial injustice and envisioning systemic change. Okay, friends, if you follow along this far, then you are eligible for a certificate of completion. Here's how to get yours. First and foremost, fill out the Google form linked in the description and also found in my bio. Share your email, and from there, I'll send you a short quiz. And then, by the second week of March, I'll also be sending you your certificate. And that's a wrap, y'all. Over the past 4 weeks, we've explored how racism is systemic, how whiteness operates as power, and how progress is often conditional. But we've also explored the power of truth-telling, liberation, and systemic change through the lens of critical race theory. As promised, here are some resources and citations for later. Please pause and screenshot, and also check the description below if watching on YouTube. This officially concludes Critical Race Theory, a virtual learning series. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. Please stay encouraged and committed towards building justice together. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more discussions like this, and follow me on YouTube and TikTok at Vibe with Dr. B. Until then, until next time.